Good evening, everybody. I'm Getty Reptile 7 Kastner, and I'd like to welcome you to my first day review of Bioshock 2. It's February 9th, about 11:30 p.m., and I've been playing this game all day, so let me get into the review. To start things off, instead of jumping right into Bioshock 2, I'd like to give my impressions of the first Bioshock and kind of how the two tie into each other in my messed up gaming world. The first Bioshock, when I first got it, I was all hyped up for it, and after I started playing it for a little bit, I pretty much didn't care at all. I got like maybe a fourth of the way through it and stopped caring. I went on to play other things. And pretty much that's where it's at until I found out that Bioshock 2 was being released. Now, being the achievement whore that I am, I was kind of getting ticked off that I had a game sitting there that I left unfinished. So I decided to go through and 100% the game as quickly as possible, and it turns out when I started actually playing the game and trying to go for stuff, I ended up really enjoying it. So that just got me pumped even more for Bioshock 2 when it came out today. Now, the first Bioshock honestly didn't seem that difficult to me. I went through it relatively quickly. It took less than a week for me to 100% the whole game once I got into it. And that's playing on the hardest difficulty, and with the extra achievement, was it brass balls or something? I don't know. It was for pretty much going through the entire game with no Vita chambers on the hardest difficulty. I had a lot of people tell me it was really difficult, and I saw no problems with it at all. Now, pretty much done with that, but Bioshock 2, already it's been the first day. I'm about a fourth of the way through the single story, and it is a complete bitch to go through. The first big daddy is a pain to fight. Maybe it's just because I'm used to having all the tripwires and stuff, but I can't stress enough how much harder this game is. And the fights with the big sisters, maybe it's because they have the plasmids and stuff to use too, but they add a whole new element that just kills you instantly. I'm really having a blast right now going through the single player. Like I said, I'm about a fourth of the way through it, and to go along with that, I know it's been all day, but I'm also about a fourth of the way through the multiplayer as far as leveling goes. And I'll get back to that later. But, that's about it as far as what I think of the gameplay. So now I'm going to get into the game that I'd want to discuss is pretty much the graphics and the sound. Normally I'd separate them, but I'm just going to go ahead and combine them this time. Honestly, it's Bioshock 1 all over again. The graphics are fucking awesome as hell, although a lot of people are complaining because I guess since they hyped up the first game so much, they really wanted these ones to blow them away a second time. But well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Same goes for the sound. The score is amazing. Hearing the splicers around you and the creaking floors and everything. Love it. Really keeps you into the City of Rapture. Never really draws you out at all. And pretty much the only complaints that I have are the same thing that I had from the first game as well. There's some problems with the textures loading on time. Sometimes they don't load for maybe a good 10-15 seconds. And there's some color palette swapping that if you go into the right kind of lights, the color seems to just pop. There's no gradual change, it's just instant. It's there. Which can kind of bring you out of the game at times, but it's not that big of a problem. So, yeah, short and sweet. It's Bioshock 1 all over again. Nothing wrong with that at all. The game was highly acclaimed for its graphics and stuff to begin with, so why not continue with it? Next I'd like to talk about the multiplayer, which I've got to say, before I even started playing this game, I already marked it down as a failure. I thought it was just going to be another single-player game that just had a tacked-on multiplayer that was going to suck horribly and just be a complete waste of time. But thankfully, I have to shut myself up here and take a moment to just go, I was completely wrong. The multiplayer is fun as hell, and I spent about half the day playing it. And honestly, I've got nothing bad to say about it. There's really not that much lag in the game. All the different game modes work out fine. They keep you in the game at the same time. You never really have the feel that you're playing someone else's game. all feels like Bioshock. They have, what is it, like about 5 different modes. They got the free-for-all, the team deathmatch, which is essentially called the Civil War or something like that. They've got capture the flag, where you pretty much just go and take the little sister from the opposite team. They've got the, what is it, Atom Gathering or something. I haven't played that one too much, so I can't tell you what it is. And then they also have the territories. And I've honestly had no trouble at all finding a game in any of those 5. The second I click on it, I've got a game popped up almost instantly. And as far as everybody playing it, everybody seems to be having a good time and just enjoying the game. You can do a lot of stuff in there that I didn't expect. You can customize your own character, pretty much make them your own splicer, and the Big Daddy suit adds a lot of different, just fun to it. Any team that's falling behind or something, the second they get that Big Daddy suit, it's a chance for them to just completely dominate the game and turn it around into a win. However, it's also a way for the opposing team, even if they're doing horribly, to just get slaughtered if they're not fast enough to pick it up. And honestly, it's got gameplay pretty much just like Modern Warfare, as far as the menus and stuff, the leveling system, how you unlock stuff, which makes it a little bit easier for the online achievements. You don't have to worry about de-leveling or anything, and you have more incentive to keep playing it. You always have that little feeling of, oh my god, if I level up one more time, I can go ahead and get this item, or this plasmid, or I can get the next gun and kill more people with it. And yeah, it's great. If you have the game, please, I implore you to play it and please support it, because this is the way that a game company should do a multiplayer if they're going to add it onto a relatively single-player game. Up here, I'd like to give it a final score. Not a final score, but a score for the first day playthrough, basically. And that score, I like to do it out of 7, just to keep it separate from every other company and reviewer that's out there. Also because I like to be an asshole and just have my own review style. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 7 for day 1. The story is really keeping me into it. There's really nothing wrong with the multiplayer at all. It's a great addition. And honestly, the only things that they could fix were the same things in Bioshock 1. So, didn't really improve much there, but they kept the story going, they kept the player hooked, and they added a great new gameplay mode that just blows away all expectations for it. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 7. Who knows how I'll feel at the end of the game, but I'm pretty sure the score is going to be about the same, if not higher. I'm actually expecting to gain a little more out of the game and get a little more appreciation out of it. So if you have anything to say, please leave your comments below. Keep in mind this is a first time review for a first day of a game. So I look forward to doing this more often in the future and getting a lot better at it. So, yeah, alright. Till next time.